It all depends on which level of grades you are talking about. We have a government system which stipulates in the lowest grade it has to be 20 students is to one teacher. And most of the best private institutions, they keep 2-3 teachers, assistant teachers. I was part of a young classroom in my native place in Kerala where I was part of looking at education. We had 3 teachers for 24 students, 2 assistant teachers and 1. And that's one of the remotest village in Kerala. Compulsory education, totally free, is the government policy in India as a whole. But India is a union government and education is not the Indian government control. So if at all some of the state is not doing good, narration of a word India and then saying is not correct unless you know what is exactly happening in India. I just heard Tracy talking about the dropouts. The present statistics in the higher secondary grade is 17% dropouts. That is quite natural. Basically because we have up to 10th class, people get pass marks easily. So they are sent to the next class even without a very strict examination. So people find it difficult to cope up with the syllabus. And that is one of the basic reasons at the higher classes their dropout is so much. If you look at upper primary, that is 6th, 7th and 8th, the dropout is almost 1.8%, less than 2% is what is recorded. And it's true with any of the best countries also. Probably in the lowest level it is 1.5%. We have got a system called Anganwadi, which is taking care of the nursery children below 4 years. That is totally run by government. And that is not only the students' education center, that is also where the pregnant women get their vitamin food, supplementary food, consultation. That has got 3 ladies working. And probably the strength can be minimum 10 to maximum 25. So situations are quite well in India. But when the title is about the number of students in the class, you go to the best institute of probably in the world, MIT, in the master's level, you can see 200 people sitting in the classroom. The other day I was taking a class for a Philippines group of students. I was telling that when you go to the best institutions in the world, there are more than 200 children. The MBBS classrooms where doctors are being taught, the theory class we have got 200 children. But once it comes to practical, it is 1-to-1 or maybe 3 children to 1 doctor. Engineering colleges, we have a stipulation of 60 to 80. MBA classes, it is more than 60 to 80 is the minimum which runs. But some common classrooms, seminars and all, it works with the 200 children. One of the best institute where the maximum number of students are sitting, it is a high class international management institute. So we have to see in which grade you are talking about. That is one. I was teaching one of the American run program for a Philippines group on Zoom last month. I had 1000 MBA students. How does it matter whether I am talking to 1 student or 1000 students? And the word by saying controlling students itself shows a very bad. If somebody talks about controlling students, it is not the job of a teacher to control students. We had earlier accounts controller was the British method. Later it became accounts manager. Now today it is called the accounts administrator. You are supposed to facilitate. You have to draw resources. It is not very difficult to give information to young children. I also had a young tiny tots, maybe below 6 years. You give me 300 children. I don't want to control them. Whatever is being done in a classroom, I know how to teach them also. It's the ability of teachers which matters. Probably it's true that government has got rules, but the sufficient number of teachers are not appointed because of various reasons. I must have gone to maximum number of B.Ed colleges where Bachelor of Education, the teachers' education qualities are too bad. Most of the B.Ed qualified teachers are probably unfit to become teachers. They don't go for teaching at all. So there is a dropping. Even in America, if you look at it, I don't know how many of you have seen the de-schooling, the beautiful documentary and the book, which talks about the parents don't want to send their children to schools. It is highly popular, becoming the open school scheme, the homeschooling, because there are a lot of different problems at different levels. So it is not the size of the classroom. I think it is more to do with what quality teachers you have, what are the activities doing, what grade of students you are looking at it, how equipped your teachers are, whether you are able to make activity happen. I have a great dream of having a grandma child care center which has got children from age 3 to grade 3. And I have started one model school where we had got around 60 children. It's a variety of students, but many participative mentorship can happen. Parents can come, grandparents can come, those who are interested, who are retired people who are around that community can come. We have a community school concept which can run beautifully. So the concept of the teacher student, the teacher teaching thing, all that has to go, I think. We need to have a lot of activity based programs where children must be able to learn from nature. I am from a small village. In my class there were children walking nearly 6 miles. 6 miles is almost 8 to 9 kilometers. And they are all reached into highest level. It is not that just because somebody has to walk, they will get fed up. I don't think it's true. I'm from a small village. 20 kilometers surrounding, there was only one school when I was a student. Today we have schools at different places. That has not changed the knowledge in subject with the children. We need to have good quality teachers. We need to have good program to take care of children with their curiosity. Creating curiosity among children is one of the biggest problem. Today students don't want to learn. That is one of the reasons, because they are lavish. Without learning also people are earning money. Once upon a time teachers were considered as great because teachers have great knowledge. Today children have got great knowledge than students sometimes, because they have got gadgets. You can see +1 +2 students, they know much better than the teachers, most of the teachers. So it needs to be re-looked at it, what is to be done in academics. That's all what I have to say. Thank you. I was mentioning that education is a state affair. I come from the state Kerala. We have a very beautiful system. Government is not able to provide facilities. Government is not able to have land in every small villages. So how do you construct schools? To construct a school, you need sufficient land. You need to construct a building. Maintenance is a problem. So government of Kerala has a very beautiful system. My grandfather started a school in our village. What we can do is we can have a land. We construct a building as per the government rules and manage the school. We can appoint teachers and government will pay for the teachers. I don't think anywhere in the world such a system exists. I, being a private person, I can employ somebody and government will give salary. It's a pensionable normal teacher salary. It's almost equal to a government teacher. And we have a control on the quality. In case government is not able to provide teachers, we can run parallel sessions where we can have English medium, we can have restricted admissions, we can have higher quality. All that is possible. So that is why I said, when somebody talks about Indian education as if they know the whole Indian education, it's totally wrong. I am from the southwest Kerala, the state in India. I keep traveling to the northeast almost every year from 2015, 16, 17, 18, almost every 5 years, 10 days, 15 days I used to spend in the northeast. There we have a 37 school management which is under the Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalayas. The district collector is the chairman and we have a committee controlled by the Vivekananda Kendra of Arunachal Pradesh. And what we do is, government give I am talking about the other way now. We have another system there, extreme end in the northeast we have another system. Government will give the land because in Arunachal Pradesh people cannot own land. Government land is freely available. They will construct buildings. They will construct every facility what is required. And Vivekananda Kendra Vidyalaya is supposed to employ teachers, train them, equip them, collect minimum fee to pay the salary, and take donations from wherever possible. I remember when I had my children in Infosys, and we know few people, Infosys has provided large amount in the trust for supporting such education system. I visited and taught there all the 37 schools as a volunteer. After my retirement, I enjoyed going there and staying there. I have seen a lot of educated people go there and stay 1 month. They can be retired scientists, teenage employers of different MNC company. They take 1 month off and then stay there in the remotest place and teach them. So India has a large variety of activities happening in education, and it's all getting into the society in one or other way to learn their experiences and understand what best can be done. So I'm sure there are a lot of things to learn because everybody is experimenting, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have been talked to you. Somehow that class is managed in a large class. So what good result can be expected?
See, I keep telling it is not the number of students. In my childhood, I had 40 to 60 children. See, the government rule says if you have 82 divisions, if you have 62 divisions, if it is 58, one division only you have to run. Got it? So what happens is 40 to 60 strength, one division. Above 60, immediately they will make it into 2 division. So you get 30 children only. See, there has to be some rule applicable in some way they have to implement, right? So this is how it runs. I had children nearly 58, up to 58 also in some classes. But I don't think that was in the higher classes. But in the lower classes, 20-25 was maintained. It was not the number of students which matters. More than that, the quality of the teachers, the way in which you groom them, as Aditi and Sagarika was mentioning, it's all the way you make them to learn. I remember we had science teacher who used to take us to the ground. He will take a cigar and then he will put a convex lens and put to that and then show that it is burning and say this is focal length. Right? You don't require large experiment and large laboratory. It's all, I don't even say discovery or innovation. We call it as improvisation. If you're too good, you can improvise. When I teach maths, I use only some small papers to tell them what is square, what is rectangle, what is triangle. If you just mention it, people don't understand. The division, I teach them by cutting the papers into pieces and then say division, addition, subtraction. These are all activity oriented programs. So it doesn't matter how many students you have. 1-to-1 is always better, but you cannot have it that lavish. We are not the palace people. So I'm sure we cannot have maybe large classroom also. It needs to be understood where we can do it. Yeah. So I gave two extreme examples to tell you we are running both, right?
Thank you, Dr. TPS.